Okay guys, I'm really excited to show you this recipe or this deconstructed pizza. So the way it's going to start out is I've got a can, I've already opened these because I had to drain them, of organic roasted, they don't have to be fire roasted, but it's organic diced tomatoes. So I had to drain them in a colander, so I'm going to take them and I'm going to pour them into that mixing bowl. And then the other part that needs to go with that is another can of, it's another can of tomato sauce. So we're making our pizza sauce is what we're getting ready to do. So we've got a can of organic tomato sauce. So now I need to grab something to get all the goodies out with. A spoon. The longest time that the stuff takes the longest process when you're doing this meal is the food prep. And like I say, you make that as complicated or as simple as you want to. Then I'm going to add in my perfect pizza seasoning. It just calls for 1 tablespoon of this. It's a bunch of Italian herbs. So it's green. It's another one of my wild tree seasonings. And you just mix all this up, and this is going to be our sauce. And then to make it easier and more user-friendly for spreading on the bottom layer of this pizza, I'm going to throw in my fully cooked sausage. I'm going to mix it into this sauce. Now you can use ground beef or whatever. You know, we like the traditional pizza toppings, you know, the pepperoni, sausage, bacon. We don't mind ground beef either, but since we just had a meal with ground beef yesterday, I thought I'd omit that. Because this is kind of going to be like a meat lover's supreme pizza type thing all in one. But now that we've got our meat and tomato mixture made up, it's going to go, a little bit is going to go in the bottom of this. Half of it's going to go in the bottom of this. This is going to be the one that bakes in the oven. And then the other half of this is going to go into the crock pot. So I'm going to grab that. It's on the other counter. I'm running out of space over here with all these toppings spread out, so I can make more room. But I'm going to grab that other. I'm going to grab the crock pot. Be right back. So I have the crock pot now, and I'm going to pour the rest of this down in the bottom of the crock pot. Because I want to show you guys that you can do this one of 2 ways. And another thing about the deconstructed pizza is you can make it up. You can, prepare it, the whole thing, the night before and just have it sitting in the fridge. And then ready to just take the crock pot out in the morning or whenever you do it, and stick it, in its cooker and turn it on to let it cook. Or even the same with the casserole that goes in the oven. You can have it all pre-made. So now I have my, I'll bring the phone over here in just a second. Now I have this. There's the crock pot, and here is the casserole. So Now, when you get to this point and you got that part done, what I like to do is a little layer of my cheese, and I don't have mozzarella cheese. So we love cheese, so any cheese will work as far as we're concerned. Mozzarella would be the right one to use, but I'm going to use what I have. So I'm going to put a little layer of shredded cheese in there. It doesn't have to be a lot because this is going to get pretty cheesy as we build. And then some cheese on this one. I wish I could get it where both of these things were in the camera at the same time. I'm try to reposition some things and see if I can make it happen. At least part of it. Yeah, that might work. Okay, so now it's got the cheese on there. And now essentially we just start layering in the toppings. So I've got some bacon. So half of it goes into the crock pot. And half of it here. Okay. I've got some green pepper. So same thing, half and half. It's just, we're building our pizza, deconstructed. Okay, now the next thing I think I'll use is my ham. The one that bakes in the oven will bake at 400 for, I believe it's 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes till it's bubbly. And the crock pot version will cook on low for 4 hours. So the next item will be let's do the onion. So I'm gonna throw it in. And then the next item will be, we'll use my salami. So I'm just gonna layer it in on top of all that other. This is always a fun meal to do too. You can involve the kids. They can help. They'll feel like they were big helpers and had a part in making the meal. And kids always love making pizza, whether you're doing it on a crust or any other way. So, you know, when you're teaching your children how to cook and how to do healthy, they can even be making their own pizza on a crust while you're making one deconstructed for the grown-ups. And something to, you know, let them have a hand in. So I want to use all this, so I'm just going to have to keep going until I run out of the salami here. Okay, about got it. Okay, so now we got that in. The next thing's going to be our mushrooms. So here they are. It's pretty quick assembly, other than just taking the time to layer it and make it pretty. Like I say, the disclaimer is that the food prep takes time, and you can see I've got a lot of ingredients. Not everybody's going to use that many ingredients, but we like a complicated pizza, I guess. Hold on. Okay, we're getting there. The next thing is going to be pepperoni. The pepperoni is about as time consuming as the salami. Getting it put on there the way you want. And I just now realized I've left I don't have one of my ingredients over here. I should have gotten it out of the fridge. I'll have to step off camera long enough to get that in a couple minutes. Okay, so we got the pepperoni on that. Now I'm going to use the rest of this in the crock pot. These little pepperonis like to stick together. Takes a little effort to get them apart. Okay. All right, we have one more ingredient to throw in here. It's the black olives. All right, after you get all the ingredients in, so there's my crock pot. You can't really see much because it's all layered down in there, but there they are. Then we have the step of, we want some more cheese. So now I'm going to use a good amount. Now we had our tomatoes and tomato sauce mixture with my pizza seasoning on the bottom, very bottom layer mixed with our sausage. But we need to put more sauce on top. And I did have some pizza sauce from a jar, so I'm going to use it. It's not organic. And they do make organic pizza sauce, but I didn't have any success finding it the night I was doing the shopping for this. So now we're just going to drop this by spoonfuls and then try to spread it around as we go. I'm hoping there's going to be enough to do both things. If not, I have another jar of pizza sauce. But if this one takes the whole thing, and it's looking like it may, then I have another jar I can use for because we don't want it to be dry. So I don't have it out here, but I got another jar in the cabinet. And I don't necessarily have to show you guys how to spread it on top of the one in the crock pot because it's done the same way. So I'm gonna cut this video off and stop it for now because we're at a good stopping point, and I will come back to you guys in another video in a few minutes with the rest of the process. Thanks.